The political wrestling match is continuing. It's all about a high school wrestler who won a state championship last weekend, even though he wasn't even supposed to be competing on the mat.
And now politicians are catching some serious heat for helping this young man, who some call a bully. News 13's David Romero is live at Rio Grande High School, where the bout has everyone buzzing. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, this is some serious heat coming down indeed. Now, many people are upset over this one, many seeking out to express their anger in different forums at politicians who they say helped a kid some classmates call a bully. Now, this kid, Nick Chavez, he's the one that you're seeing in the video with the dyed hair. Investigators say he slapped a smaller, younger teammate very hard in the face in the school's cafeteria last Thursday, then took $15 from the kid. Chavez was suspended by the school for 3 days, which included the state tournament. 3 elected officials from Albuquerque South Valley pressured APS to reconsider. They encouraged Chavez to challenge the suspension in court, and a judge ruled he could wrestle. So we asked why 3 elected officials would help out a kid accused of being a bully, especially now when bullying is such a big issue.
I've never met either one of the children. I've never met their families, but bullying is the worst thing that can happen in our public schools. It really is an issue right now. However, on the other side of the coin, it's also important that we treat all students fairly.
It would be heartbreaking to deny him this lifetime opportunity that could impact him for his entire life.
Now, the third person that stepped in on Nick Chavez's behalf is school board member Annalie Maesta. She's really the one who went to bat for him, and of course, she promised to call us back to give us her side or her input on the matter. She never did call us back. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, David, thank you very much for that. APS, by the way, plans to challenge the judge's ruling. Nick Chavez still has a court date where he will answer to the larceny and battery charges he's facing.
The father of the teenager who's been missing from southern Colorado for 3 months now backed out of a polygraph test on the Dr. Phil show yesterday. Mark Redwine originally said he would take the test. This was on Tuesday's show. Then he backed out on the show yesterday, saying he hadn't slept and had been drinking too much Jim Beam. However, Mr. Redwine did admit he failed a polygraph test days after Dylan disappeared, but Mark says the tester was not qualified.
I'm not involved in this. No matter how it comes across, whether it be to you or anybody else, I'm not involved in this.
Now listen to this. Corey, right here, who is Dylan's brother, says their father had kidnapped them before and even hid them in motels. He thinks his father is paying someone to keep Dylan hidden. Investigators are still trying to find Dylan. They have combed Vallecito County, including Mark Redwine's home and a lake nearby. After more than 2 years of doing the job, New Mexico's Education Secretary-designate Hannah Scandera is finally getting a confirmation hearing. It's set to be in the Senate Rules Committee tomorrow and could go until Saturday. Ms. Scandera has never been a teacher and has clashed with teachers, unions, and school leaders about how to go reform schools. If the Senate does not confirm her, it's not clear if the governor would try to keep Ms. Scandera on as acting secretary.
Some students plan to protest outside the Chick-fil-A on the UNM campus today. They're upset. They want the restaurant to be replaced with another. You see, yesterday, the board in charge of eateries on campus rejected the Student Senate's vote to remove the restaurant. This all stems over comments that the president of Chick-fil-A made last year when he spoke out against gay marriage.
Albuquerque Public Schools is now looking for information about a gun threat at Manzano High School. The school sent a letter home to parents this week saying a student overheard 2 young men making these threats. Administrators interviewed a number of students who matched their description and searched the parking lot for guns, but did not find anything.
A controversial bill that would have armed school employees has been shot down. The legislation was struck down yesterday by the Senate committee. It would have allowed 3 employees in each school to carry a gun. Supporters of the legislation thought it would discourage future shootings. Meanwhile, armed police officers are now working at some Valencia County elementary schools. This after the Sandy Hook massacre. The Las Lunas School District has secured money to add officers to Bosque Farms and Peralta elementary schools.
And speaking of guns, Santa Fe's mayor is going to talk about gun control today, hoping to push the state legislature to pass a bill that would make all people who buy guns at gun shows go through a background check. David Koss will be talking with people who've been hurt by guns and law enforcement leaders. The mayor has been a big supporter of gun control for New Mexico and for the whole country. Controversial plans to build a roundabout in the middle of a busy intersection in Albuquerque are dead. City Councilor Roxanne Myers had gotten some money for the project, but now she says she's scrapping the plans for it. She says about 60% of the people who live in this area near Rio Grande and Candelaria do not want the roundabout, And the city's been successful at cutting down speeders and crashes in the area already. The money she got will now be used for other projects. It was a very controversial decision. A lot of people there did not want to see that roundabout.